Namaste and a very warm welcome to this evening's talk. Friends, it has been a wonderful period for the past 55 days. We have been non-stop doing call every single day. While the lockout has been quite painful to all of us, being sitting at home and contemplating on many things in life. We didn't give up hope, and we continued doing some things for our Sanatana Dharma, for our nation, and for the larger civilizational issues. We have had wonderful speakers coming on our call every single day for the past almost 2 months. And today also we have a very distinguished speaker, Dr. Arun Sharma ji, who's going to talk about natural hygiene and the whole issue of how are we going to revisit our lifestyles based on wisdom that has been imparted to us by our forefathers. Friends, before we introduce Dr. Sharma ji, I will just briefly talk about Prajna Bharati. Prajna Bharati, this is of course, many of you who are already on the call daily, you already know about it. But like always, we do have some new guests who come in every day. So for their benefit, I just want to say a few words about Prajna Bharati. Friends, Prajna Bharati was founded 28 years back by 5 stalwarts, being Dr. Tripuraneni Hanuman Chaudhary ji, Padma Shri awardee. He was a former advisor of IT to state of Andhra Pradesh, and he was a chairman of BSNL in his earliest stint. He is one of the pioneers in telecom revolution in this country. Along with him, Ram Madhav ji, who is currently the National General Secretary of BJP, and then B.S. Sharma ji. These 3 people are there, but then other 2 stalwarts who are part of the founding team are no more with us, Shri Harihar Sharma ji and Vakati Panduranga Avaru. Both these people were there. All the 5 of them jointly they started. The whole idea was that there is a narrative that intellectualism means being a leftist or anti-nation, anti-standard, Hindu Dharma and things like that. So there was a need felt that there is a counter narrative that we created, so that real intellectualism would mean very deep, in-depth knowledge and thinking on the lines of what this nation, this civilization gave to humanity, and bring in the sense of nationalism among intellectuals. That was the idea. That was the initial idea with which it was started. So there is also an issue where there are a lot of people who are very patriotic, nationalistic, but they may not know the content of a particular subject. Like for instance, today's topic, everybody knows that natural hygiene is something which has been there with us since the Vedic times. But unfortunately, over a period of time, we seem to have forgotten the roots of it. Similarly, you take in any subject, right? Economy, today, economists, what they talk about versus how the ancient Indians lived, how did they manage their economy, we seem to have forgotten about it. So Prajna Bharati as an organization works among intellectuals and brings them closer to the national narrative. Similarly, we also provide nationalistic intellectual content to people who are patriotic but otherwise are not knowledgeable. So these are the 2 things that we do. As part of this, we do a lot of seminars, conferences, workshops, and we send speakers to colleges, institutions, and then we also run an English magazine by the name Bharatiya Prajna, a monthly English magazine. I urge and request all of you to kindly subscribe to it. To find the details on our webpage. You could download the form and then send it to us. And also, I would request you to kindly subscribe, like, and share our social media assets, Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram and YouTube. All these videos are uploaded onto YouTube. If any of you, your relatives, friends have unfortunately missed the call today, kindly share the link to them so that they would be benefited even if they are not live today, if they're not online on the call today. Friends, this Today we chose a topic which is about natural hygiene, and Dr. Arun Sharma ji is a very senior person in this. I would leave the introduction of Arun Sharma ji to Sri Sunil ji, but then briefly, the idea of hygiene is something which has caught up significantly after this Chinese Wuhan coronavirus has hit us and hit us very hard. Humanity has never seen this kind of pandemic, this kind of crisis anytime in its history, in the known recorded history at least. We do not know what happened during the dinosaur era, but definitely after the humans have come and started recording their history, this has never happened. We might have a marginal disruptions, but this never ever happened. So in this situation, everybody is now looking to India, looking to Bharat for its wisdom and going back to healthier lifestyles and trying to understand where did we go wrong and what do we do to correct the situation. Friends, I would not go beyond this. Definitely, we had a very lovely session with Purushottam ji the other day on Agnihotra way of lifestyle. So today we are going to hear from Dr. Sharma ji in terms of the hygiene lifestyle and what do we do from here? How do we change our course and try and build a healthier and happier Bharat? With this, I now hand it over to Sunil ji to formally introduce Dr. Arun Sharma ji. Sunil ji.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gurumurthy ji. आप सभी को मेरा नमस्ते. मेरा नाम सुनील कनौजिया है. That is, I'm Sunil Kanochia. I'm the office bearer of Imana Delhi chapter. Imana Delhi chapter is affiliated to Imana US. So we try to take forward their practices in India through the local means. Arun Sharma ji is a natural hygiene educator and counselor. His grandfather, Acharya Lakshman Sharma, is revered as the father of nature cure in India. Guruji's father, Professor Ganesh Sharma, was also a renowned natural hygiene practitioner. Guruji himself has spent more than 40 plus years educating people across the globe and had helped them discover their self-healing power from within. Guruji, though is US citizen, his love for his country and motherland brings him to India every year. So for so many years, he has been constantly visiting India on a year-to-year basis. In India, he uses his time organizing residential camp, educating people about nature cure and natural hygiene practices. I'll hand over to Guruji, Arun Sharma. Thank you so much. Over to Arun Sharma ji.
Thank you, Sunil ji. Friends, as always, we would hear from Dr. Arun Sharma ji, and after his talk is over, we will then take questions. Point is, we love to hear him without any interruption and without his thought process being disrupted. So we will hear him in full, and then we will switch over to the Q&A. As you all know the protocols, we will unmute each of you specifically by name, and we would request you to briefly ask a question and not talk in detail, so that it will help us in giving questions to taking many more questions from others who are in the queue. That's our humble request. So we request Dr. Arun Sharma ji to kindly start his message.
I request all of you to join me in chanting Om 3 times. First Om will be in a low pitch, second will be in a higher pitch, and third will be the highest pitch that we can reach. And then we'll meditate on the vibration of Om. Breathe in deep. Oh నమస్తే. ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ నా వందనము.
Thank you. Sir, you cannot hear them back because I've muted all of them so that there's no noise pollution. You can go ahead, sir. Namaste.
I am very happy to have this opportunity of talking to the members of Pragya Bharati. The word Pragya is also very important for us, that because unless we have awareness from inside within, we cannot progress in our life. That's Pragya. Bharati is, of course, very dear to me. The nation which is oldest in civilization in the world. When people did not know about metals, India manufactured the best kind of steel, and standing proof is all the Ashoka pillars, which was manufactured in cottage industries and stands upright in the open air with all the rains and sunshine and no particle of rust in it. The best quality of steel was manufactured by India. And at a time when people did not know how to wear clothes, India made the finest of stuff and finest of texture. And India used to travel, Indians used to travel all over the world, sell their merchandise, and they did all the shipping. India was considered to be the land of gold, a land of opportunities, whereas now we are all going outside to find opportunities. India is a land wonderful in multifarious facts, and there are so many things in India that even today excels the rest of the world. And at one time, healthy nation, which was a pride of the world, had to become slaves of Westerners, English people, and the entire education system was destroyed. The Vedic scriptures are full of questions and answers. Prashnavali, the Upanishads, the Vedic Vedas, the Puranas, and Niti Shastras, they were all full of question and answer. Even the Bhagavad Gita, the masterpiece of all the Vedantic scriptures, that's all full of question and answer. And that's why I used to formulate all my webinars in a form of questions and answers. I would plead to all of you listeners to formulate your questions, and when I am done with my speech, ask the best kind of question, short and brief and to the point, and related to the general topic that I am talking about, instead of raising personal questions about how to treat my diabetes or how to treat my this disease or that disease. Focus on the topic that I am talking about, and let's form the questions. That's going to be the live wire of this today's session. So it's going to be a dialogue after I finish, and it's not going to be monologue. But to begin with, the organizers wanted me to speak for 45 minutes, and then we'll entertain the questions. So to begin with, I'm also happy that all the listeners, most of you, are from Hyderabad. Hyderabad is the most important city in my life, which changed me from what I used to be and what I am. I was brought up in a family of natural hygienists. My grandfather, my uncles, my father, and his younger brother, all of them followed the system taught by their father, my grandfather, who is considered to be the father of nature cure movement in India. And in his term, he was a leading lawyer in the state of Pudukkottai. Pudukkottai was the state, kingly state. And there because he was a successful lawyer and because he was successful in his profession, he had all the comforts and led a life of affluent people. And because of that lifestyle, he got contracted into a disease called dyspepsia. At that time, it was one of the most serious diseases, incurable disease. So he was following the medical system and taking medicine for his problem. And after a year or two, almost a year and a half, the doctor who was his friend told him that you are just taking this medicine, but there is no cure for this disease. That made him depressed. And he was in a total disappointment with his life when his relative gave him a book called The New Science of Healing by a German author, Louis Kuhne. In that book, the first thing that attracted his attention was disease is your friend. How can disease be my friend? Disease is giving me botheration. It bothers everybody. It almost kills everybody. So how can disease be my friend? That curiosity made him read the book. When he read the book and all the philosophy and techniques, principles and practice given in that book attracted his attention and followed the instructions, and he himself got over his so-called incurable diseases and came back to normal life. Because of this change, he was interested in learning that science deeper, but one thing struck his attention. All the practices that was prescribed in that book was in fact ancient Indian cultural practice. Because of that, he was aroused to the curiosity of checking out our own Vedic scriptures for more information. He was a great Sanskrit scholar, and that helped him read the Vedas and the Upanishads and the Puranas deeply. And because he saw more and more information coming in every time that he read a book, he started collecting the information. It took him about 30 years of research into our Vedic scriptures to collect a fund of information. And then he compiled all of them into Sanskrit verses. And in the great Grantha called Swadhina Swastya Mahavidya was compiled by him. And according to that book, we are able to decode all the Western instructions into Indian system. And then he is the one who made the whole system into an Indian system, derived from the Vedic scriptures. So that is why he wants to call it a Swadhina Swastika, a person a system which makes you independent of doctors and drugs, and you will be independent of any disease. Dependence makes you miserable. In the Manu Smriti, Manu Bhagavan said, Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham. That means dependence on others is a source of misery. Self-dependence is a source of happiness. So in our modern life, we are surrounded by so many wonderful inventions of modern science, starting from a small needle to the sewing machine and all kinds of machinery for sewing, and starting from scissors to huge road construction machines for digging and all that kind of thing, from a bicycle to aeroplanes and jet planes and all kinds of missiles and wonderful inventions all around us. Our life is surrounded with so many mechanical equipments and gadgets that most of our labor is reduced. The labeled saving devices has further made us dependent on those equipment have to do much work. Good old days, in order to take out the rice, we had to do pounding of the paddy and dehusking the paddy and all those labor device intensive activities to get to eat whatever we used to eat. A lot of work had to be done digging the background and planting your own vegetables and everything. Every person had a lot of work to do. But nowadays, by just switching on a mixie, we are able to grind everything. We are able to do cook things in fast, in minutes, and through microwave. All kinds of inventions we have. When we depend on those medicine, on the machines, one day the electricity goes off and we have big problem. What can we do now? Then we start eating stored food. Nowadays we have so many packets and bottles and liquids and potions. All kinds of things are available in the market. So what happens? So we are slowly drifting our life away from nature. Our natural habitat has become very bad. And our habits have become so bad that most of our life is unnatural. When we go away from nature, we have to depend upon so many things which are unnatural. And to the extent that the manufacturers have made you eat so many things which are not food, which are toxins, which are poison. And now we have accepted them as a daily lifestyle. We say, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? Everybody is eating it. Everybody is drinking it. What's wrong with it? That's what we say. Our forefathers used to use it. For so many generations, they have been taking coffee. They have been taking tea. They have been taking sambar. They have been taking pickles. All kinds of things. Things which are not healthy. Things which are not food that has been included in the food. All the manufacturers make you eat coffee and chocolate and go to the ingredients of the material. Can you eat 1 spoon of pure chocolate powder? Try it. Then you know it's horrible. The same thing is with coffee, same thing with tea, and so many things that we have included in our life as a normal thing. They have become norms. But we should also think whatever has been norms has also brought in our life number of diseases. Diseases are being classified and named. All kinds of names we are coming across. Good old days, there used to be a handful of diseases. Some headaches and stomachache, diarrhea, coughing, loose motion, vomiting, and things like that. They were all acute diseases. Acute diseases comes in a severe crisis, and that is also cured by our ancient practice. It says Langhanam Paramaushadam, means fasting is supreme medicine. You avoid all the food and wait without eating any food for 1 day or even half a day, and the disease is going. Whenever there is a severe crisis, that is called acute disease. And this acute disease can be cured just by fasting. When I say fasting, it doesn't mean just fasting from food. It is fasting from all the thoughts. We do pranayama and we do deep breathing exercise and bring our mind to a state of absolute peace. Pranayama followed by meditation makes it easy for us to release all the thoughts away and come to a state of thoughtlessness. This thoughtlessness is a wonderful state when our body and mind gets to rest. Our breathing process also comes to absolute standstill, and there is a stage where we are not breathing and we are not thinking. That shunya sthiti, that is the basis of all happiness. Because whatever is giving rest, rest gives you recuperation. When you give rest to the breathing organs, it gets recupered. Every person who is breathing, when he dies, they say he breathed his last. उसकी आखिरी सांस उसने ले ली. That's what they say. That means everyone has been blessed with a number of times that he can breathe. That has been already predetermined. And this comes from your bank account. There is a bank account in which all of us have an account, whether you like it or not. That bank is called Karma Bank. In the Karma Bank, all the good activities that you do to help others is entered into credit account. And all the bad things that we do to destroy others or to disturb others or to bring problems to others, that's credited into the debit side. If depending upon how much credit balance you have, you are given the credit balance for the next life. That is Hindu Shastra. According to Hindu Shastra, we come with the amount of credit balance, and all our life we use that credit balance to get our energy, to get our blessings for the things and material things and mental things. All this comes from the Karma Bank. So when we keep spending on that Karma Bank, and we think by just asking God, they will give everything. Yes, that is also true. When I was a young boy, I used to join this group of kids who used to follow an elderly gentleman in going around the colony, singing bhajans. In the month of December end, we used to go all around the colony singing bhajans. And in the end of the journey, we used to sit under a peepal tree. Under the peepal tree, there was an idol of Ganesha and a platform, and an elderly gentleman used to sit there and talk to us about different values of our religion. One day he told us the values of Ram Nam. He says, whenever you get into any trouble, say Ram, 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 and Rama will save you. That day I said, oh my God, I got a wonderful thing today. I get into trouble too many times, I do so many mistakes, so this Ram Nam can help me. So that very day I got an opportunity to test it. So it was a long story short, we did certain wrong things along with my cousin and his friend, and I got into trouble. And whenever I got into trouble, I said Ram, 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 and I was saved from that trouble. One thing was we went and stole some mangoes from a mango grove, and I was caught. My cousin and the friend, they escaped, and when I was caught, I said Ram, 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 and when I was trying to escape the punishment, a thorn went into my foot, and it started bleeding, and I was asked to do sit-ups. When I was trying to do that, the person noticed that blood is coming out of my foot. He asked me to stop. When I was doing this, I was saying Ram, 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 Ram in the mind and trying to do that. And he saw this thorn, and he removed the thorn. He asked me to stop, and he bandaged my wound, and he took me in his bicycle to my school. And he plucked 2 very good mangoes and put it in my bag. And he says, "You never come to the grove for stealing. You come from the front door, ask for me, and I'll give you mangoes. Don't join with those fellows." So I listened to him. When I went to school, it was already time. The bell rang when I was in the corner of the school. And then again, I started worrying. I said, and when I came into the class, my teacher, who is usually very strict for kids who come late, he will ask them to stretch your hand, and he had a cane and he will whip them. And I have never gotten whipped before because I usually come in time. But I have seen other kids getting whipped and they suffer with pain. I knew it's going to be painful for me, but Ram saved me that. And having saved from punishment, that teacher asked me to sing a poem, which he asked us to all of us to memorize, and he asked us to learn how to sing it from some elderly person from your family. So I had learned to sing it from my aunt, and I sang it, and he said, "Wonderful, wonderful, very good." And he marked me present. He didn't mark me late, and he gave me the attendance register to take it to the office. When I was limping, he knew, "Oh, I know why you came late. Okay, okay, you sit down." Another fellow, he gave the notebook, and that fellow went to the school. So all these times, Ram Ram saved me. And then when I went home in the evening, I was playing around my grandfather's room outside with some pebbles. At that time, some elderly people come, every Monday they come, and they put all the chairs around, and they were sitting for a philosophical discussion. In that discussion, one of the elderly person said, "In Bible it says, 'Ask and thou shalt be given. Seek and the door of heaven will open for you.' Is that true? I don't think it should be true. Anybody and everybody will ask and they will be given." My grandfather said, "The problem is that it is true. When you ask, you will be given. How is it bad? You ask and you will be getting it. So what's wrong with it?" He said, "The problem is not that you get it, but the problem is you don't know what to ask. You keep simply asking, I want a Mercedes Benz. My neighbor has a Mercedes Benz, and you don't even have money to put gas in that. You will say, my neighbor has an elephant. I want an elephant. You don't have money to feed the elephant." So many things we ask without knowing whether we are entitled to have it now or not. So we don't know what to ask, and we end up asking wrong things. So we should not ask from God. God knows what to give. And the other part of it is that all of us have this bank account, Karma Bank, and when we ask, we will be given out of our own credit balance. He will not give it to you out of Tom, Dick, and Harry's bank account. You have to get it from your own credit balance. If you have sufficient credit balance, then you get what you ask. And if you don't know how much of the credit balance will be taken off from them. So you simply ask, I want Mercedes Benz. Okay, you have the credit balance. He'll give you the Mercedes Benz, but so much of the credit balance will be gone. So we don't know how much to what to ask. So we should better not ask anything from God. That's what my grandfather was telling other elder people who came for the meeting. That time I was thinking, oh no, I didn't know how much credit balance I lost today. I said Ram, Ram, Ram 3 times, 4 times, and I would have lost so much. The same story applies for our health. When we get sick, we have so many quick fix promises from medical people. To take this medicine, anacin or aspirin or something, your headache will be gone. You have to pay only this much. So in good old days, people used to take anacin and aspirin and their headache was gone. When I was young, when all my friends used to gather in the evening a little bit, we used to spend time. And one of the friends used to tease me, "Ye aa gaya ghas fus ka doctor." That means herbal doctor. Then he used to laugh. They all used to laugh. I also used to laugh with him. And he said, "Look, Arun, I have this pill in my pocket. When I have headache, I just take this pill. I don't have to take grass juice. I don't have to take gas or any food. Nothing at all. My headache is gone." Wow, you got a wonderful thing with you. So he used to laugh at me like that. But one day, his wife called me. He said, "Brother, can you please come? My husband is having severe headache and he wants you to help." No. He will not take my help because he thinks it's not easy and he has his pills. No, brother, he has got, he has been taking one pill in the beginning, then he went to 2 pills, then he went to 3 pills, and then went on. Now he is taking a dozen pills and the pain doesn't go away. All the quick fix work for some time, and then even if you increase the dosage, the pain is not going away. All those bacteria or germs in the body have known how to eat this same drug and flourish with that. So time comes when you have to resort to nature. So at that time when I went to his house, he said, look, I will take any bitter medicine that you give me, but there is only one condition. I said, you are not in a position to give me condition. You are sick and you want my help. He said, no, but listen to me. Do anything, give me anything, but don't stop my tea. So he usually takes about 30 cups of tea in a day. In his shop, some customers come and he asks for tea, and along with them, he also takes tea. Like that, he is used to taking tea so many times. He told me not to stop his tea, but he will take anything that he wants. So I told his wife, in the morning you give him the burdi gumadika juice, that winter melon or petha juice, diluted with water, and I told her how to make it, and I told him, gave him some other instructions what to follow, and I said I will come in the evening and talk to him again. When I went to his house in the evening, he was ready to kill me. I told you not to stop my tea. Look what you did. I had so much miserable day, whole day, that this wife was not giving me tea whenever I asked her. So what happened? I didn't tell her not to give. I only told her not to give him the first cup of tea. So that's what brought the problem. Whenever I ask for tea, she says, "Oh, this is your first cup of tea. I can't give it to you." She says, "Oh, put the first cup of tea in the garbage. Bring me the second cup of tea." And he says, "When I bring the second cup of tea, that will be your first cup of tea." So she went on refusing tea for the whole day, and he didn't get any tea at all. So I said, okay, I didn't mean that, but she used it in a beneficial manner. Okay, if you want tea, let her make it now. She said, no, forget it. I left it for the whole day. I'm going to leave it now. He left his tea that way, and first cup of tea was a very good trick that his wife adopted, and he for the whole week he followed nature cure and got rid of his migraine headache, which was there with him as a partner for so many years. It is not difficult if you understand and follow the principles right. Not only migraine headache, no matter what disease you are suffering from, all disease conditions can be reverted back to a healthy condition. You can become absolutely healthy if you follow the laws of health, laws of nature. All the laws of nature is common to everybody. It is simple. It has been there from time immemorial. Natural hygiene is not a system made by any man. This is the only system given to us by God Himself. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja matvam sarva papebhyo mokshayitwami mashu. That's what Bhagavan Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. That means what? You give up all the belief of all other systems. Take refuge in my system. What is this system? Natural hygiene. As you do, so shall you reap. If you do good, you reap good. What is good and what is bad doesn't have to be taught by any man. Now the doctor says this is vitamin pills, this is calcium pills, this is iron pills, this is what you have to take along with your food, along with this. A person, normal average person today takes a dozen kinds of pills. Morning, before breakfast, after breakfast, before lunch, after lunch, before dinner, after dinner. So many pills. That there used to be Stone Age, when people used to make equipment from stone. And then that was called the Stone Age. And then it came to Metal Age. Then they made use of metal. And then it came to Pill Age, where people used pill. village age is started where gullible where public were villaged to believe that pills promote health. Is it true? Any effort to solve a problem like a health problem without simultaneously improving health is quackery. That's what the Vedic scriptures say. Pranasya nirmale dehe cheshtitam swasya namakam. Pranasya samale dehe cheshtitam roga namakam. Life's activity in a clean body is called health. Life's activity in an unclean body is called disease. Such a simple explanation of all the health field. Everything that we have to learn from the health field is simplified in this way. And what we do, we go and again resort to quick fixes. If you lived your life in the way your nature intended us to live, there is no problem of disease. What is disease? Disease means lack of ease in the body. That comes to us when we have accumulated filth in our body. We have things that we take inside, and there are things which comes out. All the physical activities, bodily activities, can be divided into two parts. One of assimilation, another of elimination. There are so many other activities. Everything can be divided into the major two parts. When you are backlogged in the elimination process, filth accumulates in your body. And whatever you eat, you are supposed to digest it, and you take the useful parts and convert it into body parts. Your nose, your eyes, your flesh, your nerves, your bones, everything is formed from the food that we eat. If the quality of the food is good, the quality of bones and flesh and nerves will also be good. If the quality is bad, our quality of the bones and everything also goes bad. It doesn't need a great scientist to understand this. We all understand it so simply. But what happens is, when the body has accepted food, it has to work on it. Digestion is a long process. Digestion begins in the mouth and it goes on to the stomach, duodenum, small intestine. There also absorption of water. Everything is happening. It's a complex process. That's why our intestine is similar to that of herbivorous animals. We are all supposed to be herbivores. We have to eat on only plant-based food for our subsistence. If people ate meat or animal products as their food, they also have to follow the rules of all those carnivorous animals. What do the carnivorous animals do? If a deer or cow is hunted by a carnivorous, a tiger or a lion, eats a deer, for a whole week it will not go for hunting at all, because he waits for the whole food to be digested, so he will rest. During his time of rest, all other herbivorous animals who walk around him, they also graze grass around him. They know very well that he will not attack them. By instinct, they know. Animals have got a coordination that way. So all the human beings who take non-vegetarian food, animal food for their subsistence, they don't follow this. If you take meat, do you wait for 1 week for its digestion? Don't wait even for 2 hours or 3. Then you take the next meal and the next meal and the next meal. We are continuously munching and crunching all day. That's what brings us to ill health. When from health to ill health you go, from the ill health you feel some difficulty, you take some pills to fix that ill health. Then the pain goes away for the time being, but it has established the disease product into the body more permanently than before. What do we do in nature cure? When a person gets sick, we stop the front door, we close the front door and don't eat anything, open the back door, focus on eliminating filth from the body. Immediately you get well, and there is no backlog that you have to wait for. This way, body takes care of digestion, assimilation, and elimination in a timely manner. When we resort to unnatural means of living, what happens is, when suppose you take a pill for your sickness, the pill will stop the pain, stop the symptoms, stop the effect of disease, but it does not remove the cause of the disease. In Hyderabad, I used to do agriculture. I used to do farming, and I used to grow tomatoes plants. When the tomato plants, in 1 or 2 weeks' time, we saw I could not see any tomato plants. All around it were so many weeds coming up. All these weeds were hiding the tomato plant. So when I told my gardener, he brought laborers, and 20 laborers worked the whole day, and they cleared the ground of all the weeds. Now the tomato plants were visible. Very good. But within 10 days, again the weeds grew up, and they are growing faster than the tomato plant. Now this time I did not listen to my gardener. I engaged 4 persons, one with a crowbar, and another with a pickaxe, third fellow with a shovel, and the fourth fellow with a rake. The pickaxe fellow will make only straight holes, and the crowbar fellow make straight holes. Pickaxe fellow will connect the front hole to the back hole, connect them with his pickaxe. Third fellow will turn the shovel upside down from front, so he will connect it in the back. And the fourth fellow, when he uses a rake to pull out all the grass, it comes out from the root. For 2 months or 3, there is no more weeds growing. Why? Because we removed it from the root. All the diseases should be removed from its root cause. Any effort to remove the disease or symptoms of the disease without removing the root cause will lead into again and again resorting to the same thing without solving the problem. Don't you want to solve the problem once for all? All that I mean is that problem to be solved for once for all, and then see to it that you don't get it again. They all say prevention is better than cure. In nature cure, we say prevention is the only cure. Don't worry about curing a disease. There is something called real and something called unreal. That's what the Vedanta says. Whatever is constant is called real. Whatever is transient, whatever is changing, it's called unreal. Here, health is constant and disease is transient. Disease comes and goes. Behind every state of disease, there is some amount of health in us. All of us who are listening to it, each of us have got some amount of health in us. All that we have to do is to improve the health level and forget about curing a disease. Every effort to remove a disease or cure a disease without simultaneously improving health will result in continuously resorting to that means of quick fix. That means we can never fix a problem. Yeah. Whereas if you follow the health system, make sure that we are improving our health by using the 5 elements of nature out of which we are made of. If a shirt or a cloth is torn, we don't use a wooden peg and hammer it there to fix it. We use needle thread to fix it. Use the same material out of which the cloth was made and repair it. If a wooden chair is broken, we don't use a needle thread to fix that. We use another wooden limb to fix that problem. So use the same material out of which that was made to repair it. In the same way, there is an order of creation. And the same order of creation is the order of priority for healing the sick and to prevent disease. What is the order of creation? Parasmada bhavat vyoma Vyom no vayu tato anala tatam bhamsi tata prithvi tata aushadhayo abhavan aushadhibhyo annamutpannam annat bhutani cha bhavan atas sarva sharirani bhavantyadi yugagame. From time immemorial, the same laws have been followed. First and foremost, God created space, Vyoma. Vyomno Vayu. From that, He created air. From air and the combination of certain elements in the air and the space, sunlight was created, fire. And from the combination of certain elements in the air and ether and sunlight, water was created. And from the combination of all other four other elements, earth was created and all other planets. From the earth came plants. From the plants came food. Food for different species was different. And that's why we have to depend upon plant food for healing us. There are three subtle foods, that is ether, air, and sunlight. They are subtle foods. They are foods. Do you believe that ether is food, air is food, sunlight is food? We never knew about it. We have been eating pakoras and puris as we thought that is food. But more important than the earth element and water element are the subtle food. Subtler the food, higher its potency. Potency is the capacity to effect a change in the body and the mind. So the natural hygiene principles work in adopting the nature's product out of which our body was made in different manners. We have hydrotherapy, solar therapy, and pranayama, yoga, and meditation, and various diets and prescriptions of making vegetable salad, juices, and all kinds of things, which comprise natural hygiene into one complete whole system. When you depend upon this, there is no side effect. The result is always good. So I have given you the outline, but there is so much more to tell you. I think you will be all encouraged to have more webinars where I could cover everything else. And until now, whatever I said, if you have written down your questions, I'll give you the opportunity to shoot your questions and I will try to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharmaji. Thank you for giving an overview of the causes of disease and how do you address them and how do you handle them. Can you hear us?
Please be a little more loud.
Can you hear me, sir?
Very low.
How about now?
Yeah. Yes, it is better now.
Okay. I was just thanking you for an overview of the root causes of disease and the need to remove it from the root causes. Thanks a lot for that. I'm sure there are lots of questions that people may ask, but then I think if you could give us some specifics in terms of how does one use nature and naturotherapy in an urbanized, corporatized world, right? So normal, you'd have common cold, fever, stomach upsets, migraine headaches. These are all pretty common for almost everyone, right?
Yes.
So Sharmaji, what do you recommend? I mean, with the available things in the house in an urban environment, what should one do? What is the kind of treatments that we should do? What you spoke was more of disease prevention.
Natural hygiene is more prevalent in the urban area because the villagers don't even need it. They're already leading almost a healthy life. They're doing physical labor, natural things, vegetables grown organically, and then they are able to lead their life healthy. Only for the urban people, we need a lot of help. Because supposing a person is getting a headache, Just an example. When you get headache, instead of taking a pill, skip all the meal. And we have an equipment called toner. Toner is a mini enema can. And we use the toner to cool the colon. We make an attempt to naturally eliminate. We go to the toilet and we try to eliminate, and whatever comes, comes. And the rest of it, we use a toner and it cools the colon and improves the peristaltic movement. When the peristaltic movement comes, we eliminate a little more. And then that little bit of elimination itself brings a lot of relief immediately to the head, because gas pressure is reduced and the pain goes away. That works faster than any medicine. So there are so many ways by which we can deal with all the acute serious problems that we encounter. Stomach pain, back pain, neck pain in the neck, all kinds of things which we encounter in daily life can be helped by just relaxing. Put a wet cloth on the around the stomach where it's hurting too much. The cloth, what does it do? The body is busily engaged. Bodily organs are busily engaged in clearing filth from one place. We have a principle called unity. Unity means Advaitam, non-duality. All diseases are one. All diseases is one. Cause for all diseases are also one. Why is all disease one? In all disease conditions, life is making effort to clear the filth from the body and bring you back to health. Then that effort should not be understood as a bad, negative aspect of life. It's a positive aspect of life when the body itself is helping you to bring back your health. And if more help is needed, we use like breathing exercise or physical exercise or water. In Taittiriya Upanishad it says, Apsume, water is universal medicine. Water can cool the body, it can heat the body, depending upon whatever you need. Body carries the temperature and it can influence the body to change temperature in certain places. And because of the difference of temperature in one spot and to the other, there is an improved circulation. When there is an improved circulation, matter starts moving. When there is busy activity in the body, pain is gone. So there are so many such simple methods without using any medicine. We can use the nature's element. Make up simple things. One in the first, we have 10 tenets in nature. We'll talk about it later, but to say it in simple words, food alone is your medicine. Medicine is the first and foremost tenet. That some people are not using it, that's their problem, but we are using it. Hippocrates was respected as father of medicine in the world. All the doctors who take their degree, they have to take an oath in the name of Hippocrates not to administer any toxins in the body, poisons into the body. What they do is their business. But in nature cure, we are the true sons of Hippocrates, where we say, Annam hi bhutanam jeshtham tasmat sarvaushadam uchyate. Taittiriya Upanishad again. Food is elder to beings. From food comes all the medicine. Give food in such a manner that it supplies the deficiencies in the body and provides material out of which the filth can be eliminated easily and useful materials can be absorbed easily. So this is the way we make life easy through natural hygiene. That's one small example. You can ask for the further question.
What would you suggest about usage of things like tamarind, the lawang and adrak and all these things which are natural, ingredients. A lot of people suggest, we see a lot of posts in social media saying usage of all these things actually helps us relieve pain, avoid disease, and improve the health. This is what they say.
This can be covered by three principles. One is food alone is medicine. Another is non-violence. Third is self-reliance. Wherever we don't know what to do, this self-reliance means somebody else should not tell you your garlic is good, turmeric is good, pepper is good. That nobody needs to tell us. We should know it by our instinct what to do. That's how all the animals perform. So, first thing is food alone is medicine. Supposing garlic is a medicine, you should be able. It should be that product which you can take it as a whole meal. Supposing you put a plate full of garlic and say this is your lunch today. If you are able to enjoy such a food, then that can be used also as medicine. That's the guideline of nature. Annam hi bhutanam jetham. That means, supposing I ask you to eat a plate full of cucumber when you are really hungry, you can really eat it and no side effects, nothing, no bad effects will come out of it. At the same time, we have heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but a garlic a day will keep everybody away. It's such a horrible thing to consume, and that cannot be accepted as medicine in nature cure. In the same way, tamarind, pepper, all these things are natural products. All the natural products are not food. There are so many plants which are poisonous to us. In America, only very lately they knew mango is a good food. In their botanical books, mango is termed as a poison. They don't know. Only when you eat it and see, you know it is what is good, what is bad. When you try to eat, as I said, coffee powder. If you think coffee is good for you, eat 1 spoon of coffee and show me. It's horrible. How can we take it as a regular food intake? Many people may be angry for what I'm saying, but I'm sorry, but this is the truth. Chocolate, coffee, tea, all these things have been added into our life by commercially interested people who wanted to sell their product. So naturally we should know what is good. That's one guideline. Another thing is when you have pain, you will also know there is heat. Wherever there is pain in the body, there will be heat. Pain comes because vigorous activities of the bodily parts in certain place produces heat. Wherever there is pain, there is heat. And if you remove the heat by cooling that spot, just use a wet cloth and put it over your head or your belly, around your belly, then what happens? It cools that spot. But it does not disturb or stop the healing process. That healing process will go on, and because the heat is removed, there will be shrinking of the nerves and muscles. Because of heat, there is distension of the tissues. Because of distension, there is pain. When you cool the spot, distension comes back to normal size of the tissues, and the pain is gone. But the healing process is going on. After some time, you are healed so far. So did I explain a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. What about people who are sadly already affected by hypertension and let us say diabetes?
Yes.
The stage of prevention is gone. Now they are afflicted. So what do they do? How do they go about?
Whatever measures
from the natural cure point of view.
Yes, whatever measures are given for prevention, you follow it more strictly to heal your body. Supposing a person has got diabetes. Diabetes means diabet is diabetes, right? You are miserable with the diabetes. That's what the people who have diabetes say. They have to keep on checking their blood sugar morning and afternoon and evening, and they have to keep on injecting themselves with insulin or so many other things. But in nature cure, it's not like that. We have outlines by which we know how to deal with diabetes. When there is a minor ailment like a acute crisis, severe headache, severe pain, or constipation, indigestion, all that when we can deal with hydrotherapy quickly. But a person who did not resort to fasting or hydrotherapy, who did not resort to natural means, took pills. When you take the pills and regularly taking pills makes a indigestion into diabetes, indigestion into high blood pressure. Every chronic disease was originally an acute disease which was treated through medicine by suppressing the acute disease again and again and again into our system and expresses itself into chronic disease. Chronic disease is not visible. People say, oh, what's wrong with coffee? What's wrong with tea? Everybody drinks tea, everybody drinks coffee. See, everybody is normally eating all the kinds of things, tamarind, garlic, and onion, and everything. People are taking what's wrong. Why should we follow all this system? Just have to take pills and go to all parties, be like normal people. That's what people think. Now, what is happening is gradually acute diseases become chronic disease becomes destructive disease. When it comes to destructive disease, when they hear the names of those diseases, they are scared to death. Before the disease does anything, the fear itself kills you. The scare itself makes your life miserable. So first and foremost, we know that even the chronic diseases can be cured through nature cure without any surgery, without any medicine. It can be completely cured. So many people who come to nature cure, they don't come to nature cure for acute diseases, for headaches or stomach aches. They don't come to this system. They come only when it becomes a chronic disease and the doctor says there is no cure for it. You have to keep on taking life for the rest of your life. Is that what you want? If that's what you want, that's okay. And you will learn you will not learn now, you will learn at a later stage. All those people who come with chronic disease, they get completely cured. They go back to normal health without having to use any medicine. They are free from doctors, drugs, and disease. They don't need to go to a doctor. They don't need to take any drugs. They don't have any disease. Is that what you want, or you want dependence? It's up to you. It's for you to choose.
So you suggest if people have chronic hypertension or chronic diabetes, they should go through a naturopathic treatment, and that is the best way for them to really overcome, rather than look for insulin supplants, right?
I'm not launching this as an advertising mission to get clients for nature cure.
No, I understand. Yeah.
This is an experience which I'm telling you, that people do not come to us for minor ailments. They come only when they have diabetes or asthma or arthritis or so many other diseases. Only such patients come to us, and they are the publicity media for us. They tell others by word of mouth. More and more people have started coming. But in the past 40 years, I've seen at least few thousands of, 40 to 50,000 people having come back to nature, and they have come back to normal life. They have given up drugs for the rest of their life.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think we'll take a few questions, sir. Arun Goyalji. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Arun Sharma, thank you very much. I heard you 2 days ago also, and I'm really inspired by you, and I adore you for all your knowledge and experience that you have. I just want to have one little query. In the current 21st century, the living style, the lifestyle has become so corrupted, and our food habits and the eating habits have become so bad that we all are toxin guys. We have toxins in our body. So we all need detoxification. So what is the best detoxification as per your system, which we can follow as a lifestyle pattern in a daily living for us, and including the consumption of water? Because there are a lot of myths of consumption of water. We should drink 2 liters or 3 liters per day. Is that true? If not, then what is the truth, and what is the best optimum health suggestion for us? Thank you.
Wonderful. You are a fund of questions and wonderful questions.
Thank you, sir.
And, to answer the first question, whatever we do, there is a better way of doing it. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. That means everything that you do, if you do it better, walking, talking, sitting, standing, everything has to be done in a graceful manner. We don't give attention to our the way we talk, the way we walk, and all that. If you give attention to it, we will see that health also improves. What a wait until you become very sick to do that. Anytime you can do it. How does it lead to healthy life? You will know that when our movement is an exercise. Walking itself is an exercise, but if you do it right, but people just walk swinging this way, some people thump their feet. If you watch just 20 or 30 people walking around, you will see so many different ways people express themselves. If you focus on yourself, what I'm meaning the self is the one who is watching all your activities. You have in you the master who is watching your activities. Give him the job and he will do it better. That's the keynote of all the other instructions that's coming in.
Ji.
Now, next thing is we need food which can be digested easily in the morning. In the morning, our digestion is very weak. As the sun goes, our digestion and sunlight goes parallel to each other.
Right.
Week of the day, our digestion is best. And in the evening, it comes down. So in the morning, the easiest thing to digest is fruits. And when you, in the fruits, they have a wonderful quality that it's already a pre-digested food. Half the digestion or more than that is already done when the fruit ripens. If you eat a well-ripe fruit, one kind of fruit at a time, it will be digested like that in a jiffy. So that should be the first meal. Don't mix fruits. Once you mix the fruit, the values will be reduced because the body has to work more to analyze it first, and then scrutiny, after scrutiny, then it has to take different values into different ways. So that delay will be unnecessarily waste, and you don't get the full value of each fruit. When you eat one kind of fruit, you get the full value. So chew them thoroughly. Some people say, I like to take fruit juices. What happens when you take fruit juice? You just drink one glass like this and it's gone. Whole glass of water of juice is gone. To make one glass of orange juice, you need about 7 to 8 oranges. But when you eat oranges, you can't eat more than 2. You are satisfied.
Right.
Because chewing it, it has got water, it's got fiber, and it has got life. Life is the most important thing. It is not the food in your life, but the life in your food that matters. So we have to eat fruits as a separate meal, not fruit juices. If some people cannot chew the fruit because of other problems, you can give them dilute juice. Then that means you will have a glass full of water, juice, but that will not be like 7, 8 oranges, only from 2 oranges. The juice will be half glass, we add water half glass. It's not very tasty, but if you hold it in the mouth for some time, it becomes tastier. And then warm it up, mix it with saliva, and then swallow it. Digestion again is easy. And you are not overeating. When by eating regular juice, you are overeating and consuming food which is not required, more than what you require. Then for the afternoon, lunchtime, the best food is raw vegetable salad. Then again, you get digestion of raw vegetable is much complex. So when it is noon time, our digestion capacity is very good. So we digest, we take raw vegetable salad for the daytime, and it can be mixed. Certain taste complements the other taste, and you make a little sour, little sweet, little saltish food all mixed together to make a very good tasty salad. If the salad is not tasty, a person will not continue for more than a day or two. Learn the recipes for making tasty salad and make a raw vegetable salad for the lunchtime. That's it. Nothing else. No papad, no pickle, nothing else with it. Just raw vegetable salad without salt, lime, pepper, anything at all in it. That can still be made very tasty because our digestion is in the peak. In the evening, to take cooked food because it's already cooked. Digestion is not as complex, but make sure that you don't add the salt before cooking. During cooking, don't cook your salt. Once you cook your salt, it becomes your enemy. Because sodium chloride, sodium has an affinity for water. It will retain extra water in your body. So many people say, I eat very healthy. Why am I putting on so much weight? This sodium does a lot of mischief. Sodium has an affinity for water. So if you cook the sodium, it becomes concentrated and retains extra water in the body. So add the salt after cooking. And then turmeric, which is renowned for medicinal qualities by so many people. It's antibiotic, it's anti-inflammatory, and it's very good for heart, very good for this and that. All the attributes it has got, but it is not food. In nature cure, it does not have a place as a food. Occasionally, if you eat turmeric, food made with turmeric, you can manage it. Body can handle it. But as a regular health food, it is not health food. Turmeric is a preservative. We are not eating foods to build an archaeological museum in our stomach. We are eating foods to digest it. In order to digest it, don't add turmeric. One day eat food without turmeric and another day eat with turmeric and see the difference. On the days when you take food without turmeric, your food is digested in an hour and a half or 2 hours, your stomach is again free. Whereas if you eat it with turmeric, for 5-6 hours, you still feel the heaviness in the stomach. So that shows digestion is delayed. We have to be very careful about these instructions. There are so many. I cannot cover everything in a jiffy, but this is the outline. Thank you.
Okay. Then we will request Anil Sadanandji. Yeah.
Sir, good evening, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And then this has been actually a wonderful program, and very religiously I've been following for all these years. And my straight question, sir, to you is, because I'm not vaccinated my children for the last 10 years, now they're 18 years. And my question is, in Vedic sciences or medicine, is vaccination is mandatory?
Vaccine is not food, it is filth. It's a product of filth.
Okay.
Some cuckoo idea somebody had that filth will promote health. It's not true. Vaccine is a product of toxins, virus. We are trying to fight the virus and they are putting virus inside the body. Doesn't make any sense. Health alone promotes, hygiene alone promotes health. So this is opposite to hygiene, or not scientific at all. When they are trying to introduce vaccination as a compulsory measure to everybody, we are living in hell. So we should all raise up and see to it that we, like what you did, wonderful thing, by not vaccinating your children, you have avoided so many other diseases. People who have done vaccination, they have but more 40 different kinds of diseases have come into the world, in which autism is one of them. There is a big group in Bangalore who have, all of them have got autistic children. That has been the result of vaccination. There is a person in Bihar who is strongly fighting against vaccination because his child was very smart, very active. That fellow was vaccinated, and now he's a useless, just a dump. He's shaking and having seizures in his life. Father's life, mother's life, everybody's life is a hell. So this vaccination is not healthy, it is filthy. Thank
you. Thank you. Sir, what do you suggest for this particular pandemic that has hit now, the Chinese virus?
Yeah.
So, is there a way that one needs to live a natural life?
I'll send you the link.
You suggest.
He's talking about I told him. He's from America and India.
One second. I think somebody is talking. Dheeraj, you need to mute somebody. I can't mute from here. Yeah. So, I mean, this pandemic has created so much of disturbance in
Yes.
the whole world. From a nature cure or natural life point of view, what do you suggest? I mean, is there a lifestyle we need to be taking care? Is there some kind of a preventive thing that we need to do? And in case, unfortunately, somebody tests coronavirus positive, what should they be doing? Of course, the government will forcefully take you and do something, whatever they want to do. But then as an individual, as a self-quarantined person, what should somebody do?
It's a wonderful question of the hour. And the whole world needs to know this answer loud and clear. Fear is one of the causes of spreading more and more problems. Bernard Shaw was a great author who wrote so many books, world famous books. You know, one of the books, Microbe and the Man, he wrote, I only came to eat the filth, and the fear killed the rest. Everybody who died of fear. All those people who were tested positive, most of them did not have the symptoms that was listed for corona. There were people who had those symptoms like coughing and sneezing and all kind of vomiting. All those symptoms he had, but he was tested negative. He was not positive. What's the big joke about this? Nobody knows what is happening, but there is something good that happened out of this corona fear. The sky cleared up. The Yamuna water, the Ganges water, no industrial waste coming in. All the pandemic created this clean water in Yamuna, clean water in all the rivers, no filth coming in, and the atmosphere became so clean. Nature knew how to shirk itself and create this, send a messenger called Corona, go and shake the world, let me take some vacation, clean up this place, I will come back. So those wonderful things also happened here. All that we have to do, that understand that this virus is not today, it didn't come today or yesterday. This has been there from the time of creation. This virus or bacteria or germ is not our enemy. This germ is our friend. I may be arrested for saying this, but the truth has to be told to people. All this virus comes to eat only the filth in our body, that cannot eat any healthy tissues or cells in our body. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. Bhagavad Gita cannot be a wrong thing. It is always saying Krishna is there, Lord is there in our body, in all living beings. God is there protecting the live cells. No cells, no germs can attack it. When you're dead, all the germs eat away the entire body. Haven't we seen that? These are not truths which we have to be told again and again. The germs or bacteria or virus are not our enemy. They eat only the filth. You don't have to inject vaccine, which is a product of filth from cow's body, from pig's body, from buffalo's body, or from the goat's body. They take out, they injure the body and create pus, create so many inflammation, and pus comes out. They take out the pus, which is filth and virus, and they process it and inject into a human body. That's horrible. That's the truth of the whole situation. All that we have to do is do a lot of exercise. 5 guidelines. Ample exercise. Do physical exercise. I can't run. Don't say that. Run 5 steps, and you will be able to run 50,000 steps at a later time. Begins anywhere. Bhagavad Gita again says, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya prayate mahato bhayat. The big fear of death will also go away if you start following little by little. I get emotional. Even if a person follows a little bit of the laws of health, he can prevent all the catastrophe that might come. So 5 guidelines: ample exercise, adequate rest. We have to have sufficient rest. When you do exercise, come back and lie down on a flat, hard floor for some time and relax. And even in the night, before you go to sleep, do some pranayama and relax your mind and relax your body, and then you will be able to meditate, and then the sleep will be very good. Ample exercise, adequate rest. Positive food. There are positive foods and negative foods. Annam cha dvividham bodhyam patyam chapatyam ityuta. Patyena vardhate swastham apatyam swasthya nashakam. That means food is of 2 kinds: positive food and the negative food. Positive foods promote health, negative foods destroy health. So what are positive foods? What are negative foods? That's a totally different chapter. It needs a lot of explanation. To make it simple, all the vegetables and fruits that has been made by God, if you take it as it is, they are positive food. The more you process, the more you go towards negative. So whatever can be eaten raw, that is very good. And even if you cook one meal, cook conservatively so you don't spoil everything. Don't do frying too much and putting too much condiment. So if you take care of that, positive food is being taken care of. And positive thinking. This is even more powerful than positive food. When we think about disease, we think that, oh, it's bad, we have to run away from disease, take pills. That attitude is bad. Disease is your friend. That's positive thinking. So many obstacles that come in our life, they come and they are used to be used as steps stones to go further and meet more challenges. They are not problems, they are challenges. Challenges help you to progress in life. So that positive thinking is very good. And last but not the least is to engage in activities or occupations which will combine your skills and your passion in a project to help others. This is at the base. Your Prajna Bharati is established to help others. That's why everybody is drawn to it. Nature Cure is also meant to help others. If you engage into such projects, more and more people will be helped. So how to do that? Everything that I explained has got so much detail that needs separate time. So if I'm given an opportunity to explain more and more, I would be so happy to do that.
Yeah, probably if you could help us understand a little bit more on positive food and negative food. I think you briefly touched upon whatever is natural is positive, but then the lifestyle, everybody cooks food now, and we have traditional foods, right, which are coming down the ages, centuries old food. In South India, we have idli, dosha, we have puliora, we have, sambar. So many, we have, over generations people have imbibed, right? So how do you think they're positive or they're negative, or for a common city dweller, how does he differentiate which is a positive and which is a negative? Maybe if you could give some guidelines, that'll help.
Our ancient forefathers also had a habit of eating raw vegetables. We forgot that. Little by little, we got out of it and made it more and more easy for us. Idli dosa, we said, oh, our forefathers ate. Of course, they ate a little bit. They did not eat too much. They ate it, made it in the house, and they had to go through all the process. They were all made in a manner that it doesn't ruin your health. So many things were there, but the habit of chewing thoroughly will save you from the rest. You can never overeat. Compared to every food is good in this world. Only in comparison, one food is better than the other. When our health is bad, we need better food. That's all. Makes it very simple. Eat dosas by all means. If you are a little bit not so well, go to idlis. Idlis are better than dosas because it's steamed, it's not roasted, it's not fried, no oil is involved. So idli is better than that. Better than idli is maybe a soup of vegetables, boiled vegetables. That's better than idli. Then better than boiled vegetables or soup is raw vegetables. Better and better and better. If you need better health, go to better food. That's all. Fasting is the best food of all. What is fasting? Feasting on either. There are two words, fast and feast. What's the one alphabet which is missing from fast? Alphabet E. E represents either. Feasting on either is fasting. So many wonderful guidelines have been given. Anghanam Paramaushadam means what? The supreme medicine. When you need medicine, then you fast. You don't have to keep on fasting. You don't have to keep on eating raw vegetables. You can eat other things. But in order to not fall sick, make it a habit. All these years you have been doing, in Hindi they say, itne saal humne man ki sun li, tan ki suni nahi. Means what? We have been listening to our mind all the time. Mind says eat pakodas, mind says eat dosas, mind says eat idlis. That's what mind says. We have been listening to the mind. Body says, give me oranges, give me fruits, give me vegetables. Say, wait a bit. This is an opportunity. I have come into a party. They have given free food. Let me eat this. I have given 1,000 rupees gift. Let me at least eat for 2,000 rupees. Let me eat all the junk food and satisfy ourselves. And then we end up paying 5,000 rupees to doctor's bill to check what's gone wrong with us. If we just think, that's all I am saying. Positive thinking means just think, what is this disease? Why did I get sick? If you don't fall sick, go on. There are some people who never took to raw vegetables. They lived healthy until their last day. I don't deny that. But they ate by chewing it well. They eat occasionally. They eat small quantities. There is so much difference. So if you analyze it, then you'll know when you need it, you will get it. So the rules are just there as a guideline. How much you follow is how much you need. Thank you.
Sharmaji, see, historically, I understand that this was not the food lifestyle, maybe 100 years back, maybe 200 years back. Now, predominantly in North India, they eat a lot of wheat, chapatis, rotis, or whatever it is. And in South India, it is predominantly rice. But, some of my studies showed me that, maybe 100 years back, the quantum of rice and wheat was lesser than what today we are consuming. And they had pulses, they had fruits, they had, different multiple sources of taking food. So, how do you suggest what should be the ideal food, structure now? Especially in South India, when this government started giving a lot of subsidies to rice, even those communities which hardly ate rice have shifted to rice now. And we see a lot of diabetes shooting up, and people say that is because of excess consumption of rice. So how does one balance, or rather, what is the wisdom of our ancestors, which you think we should now have a serious relook at?
I remember in my younger days, they used to have hand pound rice. The hand pound rice is whole rice. In the whole rice, they have got, there is an embryo. There's a small seed-like thing in the rice, which is not there in polished rice. White rice, we don't have it. White rice, white flour, white sugar, all these things, they say avoid it. White man introduced all this to us. So let us avoid them. So let us eat whole wheat flour, whole rice, brown rice like that, hand pound rice. If we go to that, it's not so bad. The embryo has got materials out of which the body can generate its own insulin. If you don't supply it at all, insulin is not made. You have to supply materials out of which the body can make insulin. You have to eat foods which does not need insulin for its digestion, like fresh fruit. Well-ripe fruit, it doesn't need insulin for its digestion. It's already digested food. Like that, if you have outlines, don't eat food for some time. Periodically, all our Hindu culture, we have not only Hindu religion, every religion has got the practice of fasting. Ekadashi fasting, and some people fast for new moon day, some people fast for Shivratri, Ramanavami. Every festival is mainly meant for observing fast. But we are focusing on the feast part of it. Fast part of it, we left it. I remember so many jokes about it, but due to lack of time, I have another appointment. So let me confine by saying fasting is a good practice which our forefathers did. We are referring to forefathers, but let us also take the good habits of forefathers in the forefront.
Sure, sir. Sri Narayan Datta ji, please go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Actually, you told about diabetes and what are the food alterations should be taken by the diabetes. That is question number one. And question number two is, there recently one more type of diabetes got introduced, that is type 3 diabetes mellitus. That is, brain is insulin independent organ, so brain produces its own insulin. So the insulin production cells of brain gets bit dysfunctional, which causes type 3 diabetes mellitus. In modern medicine, there is no medicine for type 3 diabetes. So what are the precautions that you suggest for type 3 diabetes?
There are two ways of looking at it. One is disease, names of disease. They're all given by medical people. They diagnose the effect of a disease. Effect is whatever is showing in the body, it's called the effect. They give a name. But in nature cure, all diseases are one. No matter what name you want to call it, diabetes 1, diabetes 2, diabetes 3, they may invent 4, 5, 6. We don't have anything to do with cure of disease. Nature cure is for improving health alone. When we improve health, disease vanishes. It is for real. Why? Because all our body parts are made up of cells. Innumerable, millions and millions of cells are there in the body. All these cells are not permanent borders. Each cell has got lifetime. That during that lifetime, these cells perform and they perform their activities, and the health of these cells depend upon the health of the food that we eat. The entire body cells can be replaced with healthy food. It may be in the pancreas, it may be in the goiter, or it may be in the gallbladder, it can be in the liver, it can be in any part of the body. The transplantation of heart, transplantation, kidney transplantation, everything can be done without surgery through nature cure. That means all the parts of the body can be renovated with proper food. Food consists of two parts, the subtle food and the gross food. We only know about gross food, we don't know much about subtle food. And the medical field, they don't even know about food, they only talk about medicine. Medicine means it's a sin of meddling with nature. Don't meddle with nature, allow the nature to work itself. How do you allow nature to work itself? By providing materials that needed that is needed by nature to repair your body. So that's my answer. No matter what name you call, every situation can be changed through natural lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. There are so much of details involved in it because I do not have that much time to cover every topic here. I stop here.
Okay. Sir, what about Sharmaji, what about milk and milk products? Milk and milk products, some people suggest it's an animal product and should be avoided.
Milk and milk products are very good, but they are animal products. But it depends upon the health of the animal which is giving you the milk, and it also depends upon your own way, how you process the milk, and so many things involved. But there are better foods. If you want better health, you need better food. Better than animal milk, we can produce plant-based milk. We make milk out of peanuts, out of almonds, out of soybean, out of coconut. You can make milk out of plant products. That is better than animal milk.
Yeah, sure. Sri Salem ji, please go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, namaskar, sir.
Yes.
Sir, one question. You said fasting is always better, but see, there are every day almost fasting for satisfying our wishes. Okay. I would like to know what should be the type of fasting. I mean, how one should fast.
There are so many kinds of fasting. The
Sir.
political fasting, the hamari mange puri karo, all kinds of fasting.
No, not that, sir. Not that, sir.
Yeah.
Like, for example, at home, like as you already said that there are a number of
religious fasting.
Yes.
I had one of my grandmothers, that is my grandfather's younger brother's wife. She used to fast for Ekadashi.
Yes,
she would sit outside in the what you call parapet and keep on calling all the women. Hey, Kamala, come here.
Sir.
What did you cook today?
Sir.
She will say, I made bengan, eggplant curry and potato rasam and all kinds. You are all right. I have made mine is Ekadashi.
Sir.
I have to fast today, Oh, what do you eat today? One idli and one small quantity of coffee. Yeah. We are hearing it from the back window. We know what is one idli made up of. One big plate with a lot of holes. We put a cloth and put 4 idli batter into it. That is equivalent to 12 idlis. She says she is eating only one idli. Although it is a religious fasting, but you are scared of fasting, so you end up eating too much food. That's not fasting. Fasting means eating no food at all. That is fasting. Maybe you will not be able to fast so suddenly because you are not used to it. So start fasting little by little. Approach to fasting. Each meal you make it lighter. Include some natural food. And next thing is, if you are eating 7 times a day, make it 6 times. And in each meal, reduce the quantity of food. Gradually, you can proceed towards skipping 1 meal, skipping 2 meals, but the skipping should start from the morning. Fasting begins when you miss a meal. It doesn't begin when you finish a meal. So gradually, you can practice fasting for smaller duration by eating lighter food. Eat one day only liquid food. That way, that's also partial fasting. Go one day just with coconut water. That's also like a partial fasting. So if you practice in partial fasting, you get the mental strength to fast even more. They are the different ways of fasting, but there is value.
Yeah. So we'll close it in like 4 or 5 minutes, sir. We just got a couple of more questions people have asked. Hitesh ji, please go ahead.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I wanted to ask about the subtle foods, especially ether. I understand air could be like pranayama and agni could be like sunbathing, but how do we consume ether? Is that through fasting?
Yes, ether comes to you by fasting. You see, I told you the example of two words, feasting and fasting. When you remove E from the feast, it becomes fast. You feast on ether, on the fasting. And believe me, it is food. Food of the subtle form, subtlest. Ether is the subtlest, foremost, but strongest food. What does food do? It affects a change in your body and in your mind. But the subtler the food, higher its potency is what the science says.
Okay, sure. And we'll take a last question. Kishore Dattaji, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Namaste, Arun Sharma ji. Thank you for the enlightening talk. Really useful for us. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So my question is, we all know the side effects or the bad effects of the frozen food and the oven food, and especially in the West and even in the Bharat, there's a rise of frozen foods. But if you see the packaging, it's got all the labeling of, so nutritions, vitamins and proteins and all that stuff. So how do we convince people the side effects or bad effects of frozen food? Because if you go here, and I live in UK, and then when you go to this supermarkets, there's a half of the shop, it's literally frozen food. And there's even a significant rise in the frozen foods, even in Bharat. So how do we see this frozen food, oven food, microwave, and all this? Thank you.
Many things have to be told to people. How do we do it? By example. By citing the examples of people who live without frozen food and eating live food, and you can show them by example, just 2 days follow this diet and just 2 days follow the other diet, and they will see by far big difference just in 2 days. They can see only by example. You can any amount of talking, it doesn't convince. Yeah, I know. They'll keep on going the way they are doing.
Okay. Arun Sharma ji, it was a wonderful talk. I think we'll close it here. I would request our state convener Raghu ji to propose a vote of thanks, and then we close it. Raghu ji, please go ahead. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Raghuji, you have to unmute. Sorry, you'll have to put your camera on as well.
No, my camera is not able to. Okay, there's some issue with my phone. Okay. Thank you, Arunji. Okay, it's a wonderful talk. Okay, with a very short notice, you accepted our invitation and joined us. It was very enlightening, and really, it's a life-changing discussion that we had today. It's very wonderful, sir, and we'll be following you and try to impress others also to join this lifestyle and understand what's the good food and how we should encounter our diseases and pandemics or whatever the health issues we come up with. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Sunil ji, also for your cooperation in conducting the call.
Thank you. You're all welcome.
Thank you all very much, and we will, probably get back to you, sir, when we have some other, help from you or advices. I'm sure a lot of our, listeners would want to hear more from you. So we'll probably be in touch with you in the long run.
In all other webinars, they have asked the listeners to give them a feedback. So they send text messages as a feedback, and where they will mention whatever they were expecting and what they would expect for the next seminar and things like that.
Sure. We will have that organized, sir. Thank you.
Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya
Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
Namaste. Bharat Mata ki jai. Namaste.
Bharat Mata ki Jai.